Hello once again, this is Simon Chilambo here. We continue our readings on depression and suicide from my book, Machona Awakening, Home in Grey Matter. With depression, things that we are familiar with and we have taken for granted all our lives inexplicably cease to make sense, or they suddenly give forth new meanings that clash with our customary ways of relating to our realities. Trouble in paradise. Depression alienates us not only from our normal and predictable routines and ourselves, but also from our social relations. It is those whose social networks collapse most severely who shall suffer the most brutal and lasting punishment from depression. When in the constant near-death valley of depression, concepts of responsibility and the outcomes of our actions lose relevance. Indifference reigns supreme here. Vulnerability to manipulation and abuse is very high. A sense of powerlessness against forces that we can't control saps us of the tiniest amounts of energy left to us to do any work to come out of the quagmire. Extremely exhausting, depressing. At this point, many throw in the towel, losing all hope, all faith. What will be, will be. What won't be, won't be. If no intervention occurs, either professional or social network support, or both, depression then changes form, crushing the spirit of the man, the woman. Death is inevitable. Suicide. It's all over now. Body and soul gone. Depression remains with the living. Who's next? When? How? So goes the cycle of life, over and over and over and over again. My first ever conscious recollection of my own depression was at age 6. After I got thoroughly thrashed by a group of older boys on the street, my mother brutally commanded me to go out and fight them back. She made it clear that I had to learn to fight my own battles because there was no one else who would. A street fight victory has never tasted better than that return fight. Later, angry, bitter and depressed, I reflected over my mother's attitude and behavior. I then discovered that I, indeed, was the underdog relative to the other kids in the neighborhood. That is to say, against my small family of only 3 siblings and our parents, absolutely all the other families had more members by far. Many of these people were extremely violent. They would go all out like packs of wild dogs to protect or avenge their own on the streets. I had no elder brothers or older cousins, uncles and others for such protection. Whereas the patriarchs of the other families were ever present, visible and most vocal, my father was hardly seen, as he would be at work most of the time. Besides, my father was a very humble, tolerant and peaceful man. It made sense, therefore, that to survive in a mean and tough world, I indeed had to learn to fight my own battles alone. That's how it ought to be, I thought. So, each time depression has struck since then, I withdraw. I keep to myself. I hibernate, I think, I cry, I think, I meditate, I think, I speak, I think, I see things, I think, I hear things, I think, I feel things, I think. I write, I create, I pray, I sing, I play, I dance, I make noise, I laugh, I am mischievous, l'enfant méchant, I'm rebellious, I'm rude, I'm mad, I'm arrogant, I'm hard, I'm solitary, I'm exclusive, I'm dismissive. But like they seem to know, somehow each time I get in there, in all my darkest hours, the few people who care the most about me ever reach out unsolicited. Before I know it, I'll be up and about again, refreshed, recreated, and stronger than before. Yes, I'm back. I am alive again. Depression is defeated. The devil is on a long-term sick leave. It won't die. It mustn't die. Depression comes with the territory in the diaspora. There may be visions, there may be hopes of a life on a bed of roses in the diaspora. These may indeed be realized in time, but they do not come cheap or easy. Depression is the key. Depression is the passport. Depression is the boundary, the threshold. To begin with, it is depressing enough to have to leave one's original depressing homeland with all that it entails. If the afflicted doesn't choose to die, depression will follow them everywhere like herpes. Depression is in fact an essential part of the human condition. Humanity owes its progress, both for better or worse, to depression. We leave it here for today. We'll continue next time. My books are available on Amazon. Google me, search Simon Chilambo, and you'll find there are 6 of them. You may also want to check my blog. There's a page on my books there describing them all. Until next time, thank you for your attention.